The purpose of the 20-meter rushes is to assess the participant's ability to move quickly over short distances while changing body positions. The objective is to complete the course within 51 seconds. To start, the participant lies prone on the floor, shoulders and hands behind the 20-meter start line, facing the opposite end. Hands are raised from the floor. On the command "Go," the participant gets up and sprints to the 10-meter line. At least one foot must touch on or over the line before getting down into the prone position, with shoulders and hands on or behind the line. Both hands are then raised off the floor for a hand release. The participant then gets up and sprints another 10 meters to the 20-meter line. At least one foot touches on or over the line before getting down to the prone position, with shoulders and hands on or behind the line. A hand release is performed. The participant then gets up, turns around, and sprints back to the center 10-meter line. This sequence is continued every 10 meters until 4 times 20-meter lengths have been covered and 7 hand releases have been completed. Anytime there is a fault, the participant must correct the fault immediately before continuing. Common faults include failing to touch on or over a line, failing to assume the prone position, shoulders and hands on or behind the line, failing to perform a hand release. Time stops once the participant's foot is on or crosses over the line. The purpose of the sandbag lift is to assess participants' physical capability with military materials handling tasks. The objective is to complete 30 sandbag lifts within 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Before starting, the sandbags are positioned across each vertical line. The participant stands straight facing the wall, each foot on either side of the floor line. On the command "Go," the participant squats down, lifts the first sandbag with 2 hands, and touches it to the wall. The participant then releases the sandbag and travels sideways to position themselves in front of the second sandbag, feet on either side of the floor line. The second sandbag is lifted, touched to the wall, and released before traveling sideways again back to the first sandbag. This pattern is repeated for a total of 30 lifts. The sandbag must touch the vertical line, ensuring the midline of the sandbag is at or above the 1-meter horizontal line. If the sandbag is not horizontal at the time of wall contact, the bottom of the sandbag must touch at or above the 1-meter horizontal line. At the moment the sandbag touches the wall, there must be 2-hand contact with the sandbag. The sandbags must be grasped by the ends, avoiding the straps and eyelets. For any incorrect lifts performed, the lift will not be counted. Examples of incorrect lifts include failing to touch the sandbag to the vertical line, failing to ensure the midline of the sandbag touches the wall at or above the 1-meter horizontal line, throwing the sandbag at the wall, failing to land each foot on either side of the floor line, and grasping the straps or eyelets to lift the sandbag. Time stops once the 30th sandbag has touched the wall. Time to completion is recorded to the nearest second. The purpose of the intermittent loaded shuttle is to assess participants' ability to repeatedly carry loads. The objective is to complete 5 sets of alternating loaded and unloaded shuttles within 5 minutes 21 seconds. Before starting, the sandbag is positioned behind the start line. The participant stands straight behind the sandbag, facing the 20-meter course. On the command "Go," the participant picks up the sandbag and performs 1 loaded shuttle around the 20-meter cone and back. At least 1 foot must touch on or over the start line before the participant drops the sandbag behind the line. The next shuttle around the cone and back is performed unloaded. This pattern continues for a total of 5 sets of loaded and unloaded shuttles. Walking briskly while carrying the sandbag is permitted. Running is permitted during the unloaded shuttles only. The definition of walking is that one foot remains in contact with the floor at all times. If a participant runs during a loaded shuttle, they will be directed to stop by the evaluator. Forward movement must stop completely before the participant continues. The sandbag may be carried using any safe technique, including use of the straps or tie. The sandbag may be set down at any point to rest. However, timing of the evaluation will continue during any rest periods. Any time there is a fault called by the evaluator, the participant must correct the fault immediately before continuing. Timing of the evaluation will continue during any corrections required. Common faults include running during the loaded phase, failing to travel around the 20-meter cone, and failing to touch the line before dropping the sandbag. Time stops once the participant's foot is on or crosses over the line at the end of the final set. The purpose of the sandbag drag is to assess the participant's ability to drag a load. The objective is to drag sandbags over a distance of 20 meters without stopping. The carry sandbag is attached to the dragging sandbags by a strap. The carry sandbag is positioned toward the 20-meter course with the first row of dragging sandbags aligned with the starting line. To start, the participant faces the dragging sandbags, picks up the carry sandbag in a cradle carry, hands underneath. The strap on the carry sandbag is positioned downwards. The participant then walks backward with the carry sandbag until the strap between the carry sandbag and the dragging sandbags is taut. On the command "Go," the test may begin. The participant drags the sandbags 20 meters without stopping until the first row of dragging sandbags have touched the 20-meter line and clear has been called by the evaluator. Only the carry sandbag in the arms may be used to pull the load. Use of the carry sandbag handle or strap is not permitted. The test is discontinued if the participant stops movement during the drag, or the evaluator becomes concerned for the participant's safety. Please note, dragging surface will influence the amount of weight required to be dragged.